In our conversations, there were many references to the contribution that outdoor education has made to the lives of young people. Across Northern Ireland, we are fortunate to have many excellent outdoor facilities. We visited the Belfast Activity Centre and asked Stephen Dixon what drew him into this type of youth work, and also for his thoughts on the developmental impact that outdoor education can have on young people.
Well, it's youth work in the outdoors would be the two things together. Introduced mainly by my parents, and scouting would have been the two avenues. Mum and Dad were both scout leaders and involved in that. Mum was a cub leader, Dad was a group scout leader, and they introduced me to the kind of outdoor life, camping. Dad took me on my first trip down the 6 Mile River in a canoe, and that was the kind of outdoor youth work that I got involved with. And I managed to get involved in learning the basics of canoeing, and then moving on to the Education Library Board system and doing my level 1. So the very first formal qualification, if you like, was my level 1 canoeing. I didn't get very good O levels, so I left school a bit early, but within 2 or 3 months I was back at school as one of the Duke of Ed supervisors, the job, 3 or 4 jobs. And in the background, the common trait was that I really enjoyed outdoor education and the work that I was doing there. So it was very much about engaging young people that didn't get a chance, either through education, they were maybe failing or not following the normal educational system. Maybe they had a disability, and somebody needed to look at their abilities and see what they could do, and what sort of course in life they wanted to take. The majority of young people don't have much experience in outdoor education, so it's a new environment. It's a natural environment, which a lot of young people don't get very much time in the natural environment now, compared with maybe when we were kids. We were thrown out the door and wandered the parks and wandered the fields and did stuff. Now young people don't necessarily get that level of engagement with the natural environment. It's also challenging. It's pushing young people, as they say, pushing the envelope, challenging them to a level that they maybe didn't think that they could do. And then it's reflection, because they reflect on what they have achieved and they start to think about how that can facilitate them in normal everyday life. When young people come through those gates and sort of come into this courtyard, hopefully it takes them away from what they're used to. It's not a school, it's not a housing estate, it's not a big concrete building. It's been made to be environmental, to be very friendly, to fit in with the park. Then we took what was the old park keeper's garden, and at the early stages when we took it over, it was being used for other purposes. Unfortunately, young people drinking and doing other things with glue and bits and pieces, and we decided we needed to turn it into a positive space for young people. And thankfully we had the support of the lottery, and we managed to get Belfast Alp built. So again, it's an acronym, so the Adventure Learning Park is what it's all about. We have Europe's, if not the world's, largest artificial cave with a water system in it, 200 metres of passageway. We have a wonderful high ropes course, 2 different levels of ropes challenges. We have a low ropes challenge, and we have a whole range of other facilities tucked in a very, very small space. But it makes it accessible to young people, and it creates challenges that they wouldn't normally get in life very quickly on their doorstep. I think it's all about challenge. So it's taking them out of a comfortable place, to engage them, to challenge them, and to help them make the right decisions in life.